Just in terms of what it means nationally, do you think this is one of the biggest games you've ever played in? I mean, this is your 4th year.
First and foremost, I want to thank my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. Secondly, to answer your question, yeah, it's a big game for a lot of reasons. Definitely to kick off this season and conference play, but obviously the atmosphere is going to be electric also. And yeah, it's a huge game, one of the biggest I've gone to play in my last 4 years.
Any other significance given that you're St. Augustine native?
Yeah, I love playing these guys. I mean, I grew up a Florida State fan, to be honest, so it's always great to play these guys, and it's more fun than anything. So,
You're not a Florida State fan anymore, though, right?
Nah, not anymore, not anymore.
Did they recruit you at all, or give you an offer?
No, Florida State didn't offer me.
So I guess maybe early on that was a little motivation for you.
Yeah, definitely, especially early in my career. But I always think about that. But it's not as much now. It's just business now. But early in my career, yeah, it was definitely kind of like a sore spot for me, I guess.
Can you really just approach this game as just another game on the schedule, knowing what's at stake, the implications? Whoever wins this game pretty much has the inside track to an Atlantic Division title.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's ingrained in me like a mindset now, and it's just the next game. You know, the biggest game. It's the biggest game of the season because it's the next game. So that kind of mentality is just how I take every game now, personally.
Chuck, you talk about EJ Maynard. You played against him 2 years ago down there. How has he changed as a quarterback from that game there? Because he just came in as a backup that week, obviously.
He's a great quarterback, a great leader from what I'm seeing on film, and he runs his offense well. And from 2 years ago, like you said, he didn't play last year, so it'll be interesting to see how he's changed from 2 years ago.
The fact you didn't have to face him last year, I mean, normally, you know, you'd be able to refer to game film. I mean, you didn't see him last year. I would think that makes the challenge a little bit more difficult.
Yeah, you got to go back ways just to see him on film, but got some good film in Notre Dame from last year, so that was some good film to watch, and some other games he played in last year. Just no personal experience.
You talk about liking to go down there and play, but over the last couple of decades, Clemson hasn't had a lot of success down there. What makes it so difficult going down to Tallahassee and playing in that environment?
I'm not sure what makes it difficult to win there. I mean, we lost on a 55-yard field goal last time. We were down there, but just like any away game, great teams got to win on the road, and to be a great team, that's what we're going to have to do.
Do you feel disrespected being a 2-touchdown underdog?
I didn't know that, but disrespected, everybody has their opinions, so not personally, no.
Can you tell us about the running back, Thompson?
Watching him on film, he's a quick guy. He's a good running back. Played him last year. Yeah, I think I played him last year. But he's a great back. Great back. Fast, quick.
Has he kind of added that dimension they needed in that offense that makes them now even more difficult? Because they've always had those wide receivers and all, but they've kind of been lacking in the running game the last couple of years.
Yeah, from what I've seen on film, he's given them great sparks on offense. I mean, all the long runs he's had. And like I said, he's quick, he's electric, so yeah, he's definitely boosts their offense.
To be considered a top 10 team nationally, do you have to win games on the road? Last year you lost the last 3 you played on an opponent's home field. To be that elite team that y'all want to be, I assume you have to win these kind of games.
Yeah, when transitioning from good to great, like I said, great teams got to win on the road. Coach Sweeney was harping on that yesterday, so yeah, I agree with you on that.
As a defense, how can you take what you've managed to do in the second half against teams and do that in the first half? Obviously, first half struggles, and you can't afford to do that this week. What's kind of been the mindset of taking that earlier?
It's on film, so it's no doubt that you can get it done. So doing it in the first half, just like you do it in the second half, is something that we're going to have to put together. I mean, but just knowing you can do it, so that's good, just knowing you can do it. So just put it all together.
Defensively, do y'all like the challenge that you're going up against the team that's defensively on top of a lot of the statistical charts at this point in the season? I mean, you guys have played some lesser competition like them. You're not at the top, they are. Do you enjoy that challenge of going up against the defense that's considered one of the best?
Love the competition. Definitely love the competition. Definitely, I mean, you can't help that this game is on such a big stage, so you get to kind of show off what you got, show that you're just as good in just the competition, so everybody will get to compare and hopefully come out the way we want to.
When you look at their receivers, what jumps out to you about those guys?
They have great athletes at receiver. Fast guys, quick guys, guys that can catch the ball. So that's what I've seen on film so far, and that's going to be a good challenge also.
Any of those guys individually that really jump out at you?
Not necessarily collectively as a group. I think they're a good receiver corps.
How much of a challenge mentally is it? I mean, they've got great receivers. They can probably run the spread as well as anybody. But at the same time, with Manuel, Pryor, and Thompson, they can run an eye option as well. I mean, it's almost like you got to get ready for two different kinds of offense.
I wouldn't say two different kinds of offense. They have the flexibility to do a lot of stuff. I mean, we've seen some option off of them on film already, but I don't think it's kind of like preparing for a two-dimension offense.
Do you feel you're getting fully used, that your skill is being fully applied to this defense thus far?
Yeah, I'm doing the best I can, doing my job, so I don't complain, and we're winning. So
You're not dismayed by the fact that you aren't playing as much as maybe some other guys are, considering what you've brought to this team the last 3 years?
Dismayed, no sir.
Bothered,
Bothered, no sir.
but obviously not angry.
Not angry, no sir.
Will the underdog word be brought up at all this week? Is that something that y'all feed off of? I mean, Coach Sweeney said that anybody going to Tallahassee outside of Alabama and LSU would be an underdog. Does it matter to you?
No sir. I can honestly say I don't even keep up with that kind of stuff.
Anybody got anything else?